Hello, long time no see. I hope you are enjoying the beautiful British weather that we have at the moment. And yes, I'm going to talk to you today. I'm back with a chat on the mat, and I'm going to talk to you today about exercise guilt. And this is something I've been supporting my members in court with over the last month. And it's something I have experienced myself, and I'm sure it is something you have experienced as well. I think the majority of people at some point in their life will have experienced some sort of exercise guilt. Okay, so first of all, what is it? Well, exercise guilt is when our intentions or values don't match up with our behaviors or actions. So we want to be fit and healthy. That's a value that's important to us. We want to look after ourselves, but our actions and behaviors mean that we find a way to miss a workout, or we don't do it, or there's an excuse here or there, or there's a reason why we can't do it. And then we start beating ourselves up with the story of, this is what I used to say, oh, I should really be doing more exercise, or I should have gone to the class, I should have done this, I should have done that. And you start feeling bad about it. And there's different reasons, different sort of scenarios as to why you might feel exercise guilt. And it might be if you just don't do any exercise at all, and you just don't do anything, you're like, oh, I really should do some more exercise, or some exercise. It might be if you've missed a class, you're like, oh, I plan to go. You might have even paid for the class. I used to do this. I used to pay for the class, organise everything to go, and then I took myself out of it in the last minute, and then beat myself up for the rest of the evening that I hadn't gone. So it might be, that you've missed a class or a workout. It might be that you've done the exercise, but you don't feel you did it well enough. You don't feel you trained hard enough, or you did it as well as you could do. And sometimes you can beat yourself up for that as well. And sometimes it's because we don't meet external expectations of what we should be doing. Now, research says, I'm just reading this bit here, that guilt arises significantly more when we perceive that we are the cause of it. So it's when we've made a reason or an excuse or whatever for not doing the exercise, rather than an external factor. So although I mentioned an external factors might make a difference, you're less likely to feel guilty about it. Okay, so if you injured yourself and you just can't do it because you're injured, then that's fair enough. Yeah, you don't tend to make yourself feel guilty about it. However, you might. Okay, so sometimes this exercise guilt we can use to help us, and we can use to motivate us, to help us achieve our goals. Sometimes it actually will hinder us and have a negative impact on us. So I want to talk through those a little bit. Guilt is an uncomfortable feeling, isn't it? If you think about when you felt guilty, about exercise, maybe anything else, it's uncomfortable. And in order to make it go away, we have to change our behavior or our actions, something we are doing, or change our value and our goals, because the two aren't matching up. Okay. And we can use this to motivate us. So you may need to make this exercise guilt go away, and to escape it and use it to your advantage, is review your goals. Okay. Review your goals and make sure they are realistic. When you revisit your values and think about what's important to you, just think then, if your health and your fitness is important to you, you perhaps need to reprioritize some of the things in your life and give it a higher priority. And then you'll need to change your actions to reflect that. So there's like 3 things there that you can do that are helpful. If you're feeling that exercise guilt, excuse me, it's about making intentional decisions that best serve you and what is important to you. So you're what serves your goals, what serves your values, what's, you know, your priorities, and then taking those actions, those intentional decisions to make that happen. The exercise guilt can be unhelpful to us. It can hinder us. If we are experiencing it a lot of the time, like every day or every week. And like I said, it's about reevaluating and revisiting your goals and seeing how realistic they are. So if you've got a really, really busy schedule and you've decided, well, I need to do a 2-hour run every day, then maybe that's not that realistic for you. And maybe you need to just find a different approach, a different way of fitting some exercise in. So you can do something every day, but maybe you do something that only takes 15-20 minutes. Okay, like a bite-sized Pilates session, for example, springs to the top of my mind. Or finding a schedule that works better for you. And I often say to my members, and we've been talking about this, that less is often more. So it's better to do, when we look at their monthly programs each month, it's better to do and have a goal that's like, right, I'm going to do 3 bite-sized Pilates sessions that, you know, every week. And to actually do that, and to do that well, and to do it consistently, than it is to say, yeah, well, I'm going to do 7 a week, I'm going to do 1 every day, and then not be able to achieve that because something's happened, life's happened, or you don't feel like doing it one day or whatever, and you end up then beating yourself up about it, and we go down this, you know, sort of downward spiral. So set yourself up for success. Say do 3 bite-sized Pilates sessions a week. And then if you've got extra time, you think, you know, I really enjoy that, I could fit another one in. Then that's a bonus, and that makes you feel even better because you're like, you know, I actually did what I said I was going to do, and I've done another one. And you feel good, and then that motivates you more. And that's much a better approach to do it that way than in reverse. I mentioned external expectations, and you know, often we are influenced quite a lot these days by social media and the fitness influencers that we see, and we can have this guilt that we don't exercise as much as someone else. We don't look like a celebrity after we've exercised. So I've just done my ballet class this morning. I certainly don't look like a celebrity. I'm a bit hot and sweaty. My hair's a bit all over the place. But I don't care because I've done my ballet class and I enjoyed it. We may feel that we have to follow restrictive diets. We may feel that we have to do a really high intensity workout. I know, and some of you who know me, I don't like running. It's never really for me. I do sprinting. I know I've done sprinting in the past, but not like long running. And you see a lot of people love it. That's fine, and they go out running. But then sometimes it could be the case that people say, "Oh, come on, Gila, come on, come out, go for a run with this, go for a run with this," and you feel like, "Oh, I should really join in with them," and you know, because you're pleasing them, you're doing it for them, and that's never going to work because you don't really want to do it. It just doesn't interest. I just don't want to do that. I'd much rather go and do ballet or aerial silks or something else. So don't do something because to please someone else. Yeah, so it's not for those external expectations because you won't feel good about it. Okay. Try it by all means, try it and see if you like it. But if you know you don't like it, then just say, I don't like that, and find something else you do. Decide for yourself what is important, okay? Yeah, focus on that. When there are factors out of your control, like maybe you've become injured or maybe you are not very well, then just remember that it is okay to miss a workout. It's fine. It's not going to stop you reaching your goals. It's not all of a sudden going to make you really unhealthy. You're not going to suddenly put on loads of weight. If you have those genuine reasons, then it is okay to miss a workout. And like I said at the beginning, we're less likely to experience that exercise guilt anyway, but in case you do, or you've had those thoughts, it's okay to miss a workout. And that's something I'll talk about more on another time. So if any of these are sort of resonating with you, it might be a great time to reach out and ask for some help. Okay. And this is what I do with my core members. We've been talking about this month. We've had a good discussion over it as well, and how we can, what strategies and things we can put in place to help us escape the exercise guilt. And in core, and the approach I use has 3 key elements. And I want to just talk about those because this will help you in relationship to that exercise guilt. So the first one is having a positive mindset. And the most important part of that positive mindset is your identity. Do you see yourself as an active, healthy woman, or a stressed, overwhelmed, rushing around, just keeping her head above the water woman? Which camp do you fall into? Interestingly, one research study found that people who view themselves as not being active was 71% more likely to die in the 21-year follow-up period from this research than those who had perceived themselves as active. So even when their actual activity levels were similar, you know, their health behaviors and all, it says all the socio-demographic variables. So when everything else was taken into account, those people who saw themselves, who perceived themselves, believed that they were active people, lived longer than those people who felt they weren't very active. Well, that's quite interesting, isn't it? That's the power of the mind. So it's about, and again, we talk about this in core, that identity. We are active, fit, healthy women. And that then has the snowball effect to create so many other things come from that. It's also about self-love, self-worth, and recognizing and celebrating your progress, which we do all in core. The second thing is having powerful habits. And so this is what I was talking about at the beginning, knowing what your sort of values are, what's important to you, and then taking those actions and being that way, okay? It helps to plan your exercise into your schedule so that it's realistic and you can then do it consistently. Little and often is just as effective, if not more so, than once every now and then. And there's research to support that as well. So recognize when there's times that you can't do it for whatever reason, and that's okay. And know that that's okay. And that rest and having some rest is just as important for your body as always moving, okay? So if you don't do any exercise and you choose to rest, just see it as an opportunity for your body to recover and rejuvenate, rather than feeling guilty that you've missed a session. And as I said, it's about less is more. It's about quality over quantity. So some of the sessions we have in core are 5 minutes long. That's it. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's it. And sometimes that is all you need to do. And in your mind, you've done something. You've done something. And for those 5 minutes, you've done it well. And you can then feel good. Yeah, you know what? I've done some exercise. I've moved my body. I've worked my muscles. I'm getting stronger. And it's only taken me 5 minutes. And if you ask my core members, sometimes 5 minutes is enough. That's all they want. That's all they need. Yeah, so, you know, it doesn't have to take over, but plan it into your schedule. We have a process in core, which I've also talked about in my book and in my journal, with the 4 W's. Your what, when, where, and why. And so you have your what. What are you going to do? A bite-sized Pilates session. When are you going to do it? Specifically, not just, some part-time this week, you know, 10 o'clock on Tuesday morning. And where are you going to do it? And the other thing we talked about last month was having a lovely environment to do that in as well. So you feel, you know, make it easy for yourself, make it attractive, make it accessible. So you come in and instead of seeing the sofa and the bottle of wine or the chocolate or whatever it is, you see your mat and a lovely plant and some music playing and a candle. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do some Pilates. And then you can crash on the settee. So we've talked about all of those things. The third thing is, which I've touched on a few times, is bite-sized Pilates. My belief is it's about enjoying moving your body. Do something you enjoy doing. I'm not going to go out running. I don't enjoy it. Okay, I just don't. It's not for me, not running long distances. But I enjoy doing lots of other things. If you enjoy doing it, you'll want to do it. And if you want to do it, you're 50% way, you know, or even more than 50% of the way there. Think of it as not exercise, but just moving your body around and just get it, you know, moving. It shouldn't be a chore. It can be fun if you choose it to be. It can be fun. It can be something you look forward to doing. Imagine that. You look forward to do it and incorporating it into your everyday so that by the end of the day, you're like, crikey, I've done loads of moving today and you haven't even really noticed it. You've incorporated it into everything you've done. So find a physical activity you enjoy doing and you're more than halfway there. If you like the idea of Pilates, then bite-sized Pilates is the most effective way because it's a short amount of time. It's easy to find that uninterrupted, and we focus on lots of different things within Pilates. Yes, there's core strength and posture and flexibility and mobility, but it also gives your mind a mental break as well from the busyness of the day. So that's the approach we take in core. That's what I talk about with my members and support them with. So I've just touched on those three things there to help you so that you can escape that exercise guilt. So last little message, exercise on your terms for you and because you enjoy it, basically. If you'd like to know any more about core, you can just visit my website or I'll put the link below here. And if you're interested in looking at my book where I go into a bit more detail about this approach as well and share some of my more of my stories around it, and then again I'll put the link below. So I hope that's been useful. Let me know in the comments if that resonates with you, if you've ever felt that exercise guilt or anything, and why, and perhaps what you've done to help you. Okay, lovely to see you, lovely to chat with you again. And enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care.